Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, peep gang. This your boy Town Biz. All right. So once again, I said I was going to talk about this. So I'm talking about it because I find it very amusing that you know it might be a little bit of karma, for the NBA based off the fact that they, according to Ice Cube, that they basically tried to sabotage them, where they were telling players not to participate in any activities uh, concerning the Big Three. That was a claim made by Ice Cube, and I have no reason to not believe Ice Cube. But nevertheless, this is why the NBA could be suffering because the ratings are very low, to say the least. Low, 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 low. So anyway, with that being said, uh, a former NBA makes his debut with the Big Three, and he basically has everybody talking about it. You know, Dwight Howard made his Big Three debut, and I don't know what the ratings is, but I guarantee you people are going to be tuning in the next time Dwight Howard plays because basically Dwight Howard goes in there and he causes some ruckus. He causes an uproar because he gets into it with, I'm talking about, he got into a real scuffle with Lance Stevenson. But I think for the most part, these guys know better than to throw an actual punch because technically that's considered assault. And depending on where you are, um, the prospective local police, they can make a big deal out of it. So, you don't even want that type of situation to happen. So I give them credit. Security stepped in before it just got out of whack. You know, with that being said, this is what we need, and I think this is cool. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I like the fact that people are showing a competitive nature. I think a lot of times you've heard a lot of people complain about how in the NBA, you've heard guys like Cornbread Maxwell and a few other people say the difference between the NBA in the 80s and the 90s. People wasn't trying to play golf in the off season. They wasn't trying to exchange jerseys. They didn't have cell phones then and all that kind of stuff. You know, they basically don't like the idea of dudes wanting to be buddy buddy. They want to have the seek and destroy. I see this dude as the ops, the enemy. No, I ain't trying to be friends. We can be friends after our careers have concluded. So I understand that. And I like what Dwight Howard brought, you know, and I think it could be good for the Big Three. You know, from what I've been told, there's not going to be any fines. There's not going to be any suspensions. So at the end of the day, let them play. Keep in mind the Big Three only lasts pretty much 3 months from June to like the end of August. So, with that being said, let them do their thing. This is good. This is good. I like seeing a competitive nature. Like I said, as long as it don't get to the point to where, people are making threats and all that kind of stuff. I like the fact that Michael Beasley pulled up on Dwight Howard in the locker room. And I've covered the Big Three. The Big Three it's a good experience. It's a good experience for the media. It's a good experience for the fans. One thing I could say that the Big Three is they're very friendly and they take care of the media. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. Everybody knows I got a quick interview with Ice Cube. If y'all want to see it, check it out. Just go. Hopefully you can find it in the search engine. YouTube, Town Biz, Ice Cube. It should show up. But yeah, shout out to Dwight Howard. This may be exactly what the Big Three needs. More publicity. Because like I said, I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of tired of the buddy buddy, let's be friends and let's have dinner and all that kind of stuff. Nah, you a op, I'm trying to beat you. That's all it come down to. We can be friends later on after our careers have concluded. And, Dwight Howard is barely 40 years old. So, I think it's cool. And let's see what happens, as the season progresses. And Let's see who will take more interest in this, because the big three is here to stay. So there you have it. It's your boy Town. I'm out.